بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is a message for the youth there in Cincinnati. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you guys and young ladies much success in all of your endeavors. May He strengthen you, may He bless you, may He guide you and all of us, and may He bless us to realize the nature of this life. And alhamdulillah, this life is seriousness. A lot of times we become obsessed with the ethic of play and fun. So I talk to a lot of young people and I ask, why did you do this or that, or why did you get caught up in this and that? And they oftentimes say, well, we were just having fun. Or, Islam's not fun, and we just want to have fun. And a lot of times having fun involves things that are haram. So it's very important to realize that as Muslims we can have fun. We can be involved in sports. We can involve in outdoor activities and things that strengthen our bodies, enrich our souls, hiking and camping and all of those activities. And believe me, there's a lot of fun in those things. Whereas the things that involve haram, even though we might think they're fun while we're wrapped up in them, at the end of the day, we become bored. We need more and more stimulus. So it's fun to listen to music that's denigrating women, belittling women, glorifying crime and gangsterism. And after a while, that becomes bored, and we need something more stimulating, so we have to up the ante, and before you know it, we have a problem. Or maybe looking at pictures of girls, and then after a while, that's not stimulating, so now we're looking at nude pictures, and after a while, that's not stimulating, and then we're looking at people engaged in illicit activities with each other, and then that's not stimulating, and we get into deeper and deeper levels of activities that destroy and undermine and erode our souls. And in the end, is it worth it? We all ask ourselves, was it worth it? And I can tell you it's not worth it. True worth comes in uplifting, working to uplift others. So I don't want to get involved in a long lecture, but when we find we extend ourselves to others, we work to help others, we work to uplift others, then we find fulfillment in our lives. A lot of times we're just literally bored, and a lot of times it is the fault of our Islamic masjids or organizations for not providing outlets and not providing a vision for the youth. So I want to provide you guys with a vision, with a moral vision. And that vision involves not seeing yourselves as isolated in time and place. Like you're just a Muslim, you plopped out of your mother's womb, and there you are. You have no historical roots to this land. You have no sense of belonging in this land. You shouldn't see yourself that way. You should see yourself as the continuation of a long line of Muslims who have struggled in this country, who with their blood, their sweat, and tears have helped to build this country. 20% of all the slaves who came from Africa to what is now the United States were Muslims. In some areas, such as Louisiana, the Delta area there, because of the nature of the crops that were grown there, or the coast of South Carolina, Virginia, and Georgia. In those areas, there were upwards to 50% of Muslims in the enslaved population. So Muslims were here. Muslims sacrificed here. Muslims with their blood, sweat, and tears helped to build this country. After slavery, in the latter part of the 19th century, you had Syrian, Lebanese immigrants coming here. Some of them were Christians, many of them were Muslims, and they established masajid. They helped to form communities. You had converts as early as the early part of the 20th century. You had movements such as the Moorish Science Temple and other movements that either had Islamic flavoring and in some instances were outright Islamic. You had, in the Second World War, you had immigrants from Yemen working in the auto factories in Detroit, and the basis of a large Yemeni community there in Hamtramck, upstate New York, and other areas, and you had others coming to this country. So you've had a Muslim presence here for a long time. You've had a Muslim presence here in the 18th century, the 19th century, the 20th century, and now you are here in the 21st century. So you're not disconnected from the history of this place. You should also see yourselves as heirs of the work of people like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and others before him who strove for social justice, and that as a minority population, as Muslims, we have the same struggle in many instances as the people who preceded us. And the things that we encounter, that sometimes we want to hide and not manifest that we're Muslim because people are hating on us and they're denigrating us and talking about our religion and our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No, we can't run away from these things. We have to stand up. We have to struggle. We have to add our voices to the voices of other people who are oppressed. Japanese were put in concentration camps during the Second World War. African Americans, there's a long history of oppression and discrimination, but there's been a struggle to fight against that, and culminating in Supreme Court justices like Thurgood Marshall, and now even a president such as Barack Hussein Obama. So as Muslims, we have to join those struggles. Chinese who were excluded from this country during the latter part of the 19th century, the Chinese Exclusion Act, and a long history of injustices. But just as there have been injustices, there's been a great legal and constitutional framework to allow people to fight back against those injustices and to allow for great advances in civil rights and human rights. And it's our turn to join that struggle. So while you're having fun, don't forget that there's a struggle that we have to be involved in. That don't forget the privileged position many of us as Muslims have that other minorities lack. And so we have an opportunity to educate ourselves. We have an opportunity to earn money, to enter high-paying professions, to be trained as lawyers, to bring resources and skills, talents, to help in the upliftment of others. So as you grow, as you develop, try to cultivate a moral vision. Try to imagine how you're going to use your education to assist others. How are you going to use the talent, the skill, the resources that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides you to serve the underserved? Try to develop a moral vision. And ultimately, how are we going to use whatever Allah blesses us with to help people understand the reality of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah? There is indeed a lot of prejudice against Muslims, but the common denominator that unites most of the groups and individuals who have a negative view of Islam is their ignorance. They don't know anything about Islam, or they have distorted images of what Islam and Muslims are. Brothers and sisters, you are the people whose responsibility, along with the rest of us, to bring to them clarity and understanding, to bring to them through our example the true image of who a Muslim is and what a Muslim represents. That's our responsibility, brothers and sisters. Let's get busy. Let's roll up our sleeves, have fun, halal fun, not haram fun. Youth is about having fun. It's about enjoying ourselves. So enjoy yourself, have fun, get out into the outdoors. Don't be a couch potato. Don't sit back and sit in the house bored, looking for trouble, looking for something illicit to become involved in. Get out in the outdoors. Take a hike, pick up a ball, go out to the court, shoot some hoops, gather your friends together, play some tag football, exercise your body, a strong heart, a strong mind coming together. That's the Muslim. Al-mu'min al-qawi khayrun wa habbu ilallahi min al-mu'min al-da'if wa fi kullin khayr. The strong believer is better and more beloved to the weak believer, to Allah, than the weak believer. And in each there's good. There's good in being a believer, but the strong believer is better. And that strength is physical, intellectual, and spiritual strength. May Allah bless us all to increase. May Allah bless us all to be a strong believer so that we're a strong brick in the wall of the ummah. Al-mu'min kal-bunyan yashuddu ba'duhu ba'da. The believers are unto each other like the individual bricks in a wall. Each one strengthens and supports the next. Let's be a strong brick, brother and sister. And if the wall is breached, it won't be breached at the spot where our brick is located, because we're a strong brick. Make yourself strong. Have fun, halal fun. But use that fun to strengthen yourself. Use that fun to strengthen yourself so that you can live a serious life. Life is serious. Life, and I'll conclude with this, life is a serious endeavor, punctuated by moments of fun. Life is not fun and giddiness and irresponsibility punctuated by a few moments of seriousness. No, it's the other way around. Life is serious. And as you grow and mature, that will come to dawn on you. And if you're obsessed with this fun culture, you're not going to be prepared for the seriousness of life. Life is serious, but it has its light moments. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.